Hey Book Dragons, I'm back for a weekend reading vlog, which I'm really excited to film for you all. But we are on to Berlin in the Amazing Readathon. If you don't follow, don't subscribe, you totally should. It's really fun. So I made it to Berlin in record time because today was a PD day at work. The first half of the day I just cleaned and I did a bunch of like errands and stuff. I'm still not done. My show closes on Tuesday and then the cleaning can officially begin, but I did get some like other stuff done. And then the second half of the day I was just in meetings like all day. So my plan for this weekend is to read and rest my voice. I'm going to see Merrily We Roll Along tomorrow with Daniel Radcliffe. So of course I need to plan my read so I can pack a bag and be all excited and have stuff to read. So I'm going to read The Unmaking of June Farrow by Adrienne Young. This is going to be a book that has a name in the title. I've had conflicting luck with Adrienne Young. I've read her YA stuff and didn't enjoy it, and I didn't really love her mystery stuff, but I've heard really good things. I think Brittany from Brittany Love Reading, if I remember, I'll link her, really like this. And then I have to read a book with a one-word title, and I'll be honest, I'm really struggling with my audio arcs that are fantasy. So because this is like a sightseeing book, and I already am gonna have a couple of sightseeing books that are gonna be fantasy, I think I'm just gonna focus this one on a contemporary book, and it's called Unforgettable by Willow Astor. I'll attach a photo here if I remember. Book Dragons, I'm back. I just want to do a quick update. I really didn't wind up updating at all yesterday because I was in the city pretty much the whole day. I went to go see Merrily We Roll Along with Dan Radcliffe, Jonathan Groff, and Lindsay Miller, I think. So I got to see that. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really fun story. I'm definitely going to have to watch the Tony Awards this year. But it was really fun. The whole show goes backwards. I want to definitely listen to the soundtrack. My thing is I don't like to listen to the soundtrack until I go see the show and then I listen to it. So I don't like to get spoiled, and I think soundtracks pretty much spoil the whole thing. So, but I did wind up doing a bit of shopping because how I went to the city, I was literally right near Barnes & Noble. Did I buy too much? Probably, but I bought Dreadful by Catherine Rourke. It was on the buy one get one free table, and it had pretty sprite edges, and it looks like a perfect book for Peace Talk, so maybe I'll pick this one up. Also with that sale, I got Happily Never After by Lynn Painter. I do have a lot of Lynn Painter books, but this one just seemed cute. I also picked up 12th Night by Alexi Farrow Fultman, which is the author of Atlas 6. This is her YA contemporary debut, and the spray pages always get me, and I like these colors. So also for a contemporary book, it also has like in pages, which is really nice, and it was $5 off. And then I also got The Wren in the Holly Library by K.L. Lindell, and again another really pretty book with sprayed edges. So I just finished Unforgettable by Willow Astor, and I'm gonna give that book 4 stars. It was a really quick romance. I basically just listened to it when I was running around the city, and this morning when I was cleaning. I had a fun time. Definitely it's gonna be the start of a longer companion series. I like the characters. I thought all the characters were super fun. Hate to More trope is not always my favorite, but like this book follows a girl. She winds up having to sell her parents like ski resort, basically like her family resort, because they're running out of money, and her grandpa put a stipulation in his will that like either her 3 older brothers take it over or they sell it, and she is not her older brothers, so they have to sell it, and she's really upset. But she winds up hooking up the night of the sale, which she doesn't know, with the guy that bought it, and they wind up having an unexpected relationship. It was really cute. I liked it. I really liked all the side characters, so I definitely want to read like the other books in the series, but this one was really fun, and it's for Tori Novelive, her Patreon series review video thing, so I want to go to that video. I want to go to that meetup in the summer, so, or whenever it is. I don't even know when it is, but I have a lot of books to read, so that was fun that I got down. It didn't really give my team any like extra points, but it was a quick book to read when I was kind of hovering around the city, and it was pretty quick. And then I got up to page 200 in The Unmaking of June Farrow. I'm liking this book. I think I like this book a lot more than I like her other book that I read, Spells for Forgetting. But this follows the main character, and her grandmother recently passed away. And her grandma recently passed away, but everyone in her family is kind of cursed with madness. and she's starting to think that she's seeing things. Little does she know she's not only seeing things, but she can kind of, there's something going on with her, and she winds up getting sucked into another world, and it's just very, very interesting. I'm very, very captivated by it. Like, I really want to keep reading. It gives me time travel white vibes. It's really, really interesting and compelling. There's also like a lot of family dynamics in the story that I'm really liking, and it's really, really fun. So I'm gonna hopefully finish this book today. I only have to get up to page 300. I think that's definitely doable. Today I also have to try to get Comic-Con tickets for my dad. I go to Comic-Con every year, but the past couple of years I've gone as an educator, so I actually haven't had to brave the queue, but my dad wants to go this year, so I'm gonna brave the queue for him and hope I can get him tickets that he wants. But yeah, my goal is to go read maybe about 50 more pages and kind of get back into the story. I'm gonna watch some YouTube videos. Bridgerton comes back next week. I also might be starting The Boys, because my favorite podcast in the whole world just did a spin-off podcast, and they're kind of doing deep dives into fandoms that people don't really know about. The Boys I really want to like listen to, but I want to listen to their episode first. So yeah, I am gonna go read about 50 more pages of this. I'll give you guys an update and a time check, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Hey book dragons, I'm back. It's about almost 10 o'clock, which means my Comic-Con tickets are going on sale momentarily, so I do have to go back to my computer for that. But I want to say, when I'm getting it to page 250 in The Unmaking of June Farrow, this book definitely gives me time traveler's wife vibes. I will say that. I don't want to say too much, but I will say that there is definitely a fantastical element. I would definitely say it's more magical realism than anything. It also is a book that, like, you feel very confused as the reader, because your main character is sort of in two different places and has two different lives, I would say. And I feel because of that, I feel very disconnected from her. But I think that's kind of the point of the story. But I think the world is very interesting. It also does talk a lot about mental health. It also does talk a lot about relationships. There's also a lot of people in this story. I don't think it's going to be a 5-star read for me. I think it's probably going to be at like a 4-star. But I'm having a fun time with it. I'm really engaged. It kind of reminds me of when I was watching The Time Traveler's Wife. That's sort of the best way I can kind of pitch this story. But I'm enjoying it. We only have about 50 pages left, and because we started the book with one set of characters, I kind of miss those characters a little bit, I'll be honest, because those were like very interesting. But I am liking the second half of the story as well. Like, I think it's interesting. I think there's a lot happening in this story as well. So it's just something that I'm like really intrigued by, and I want to keep reading. I definitely like this better than Spells for Forgetting. I feel like it was a little bit pitched better, and I went in not really knowing much about it. I did get this rec from Brittany from Brittany Loves Reading. I'm just gonna make sure I ask in my group chat if this really does count as a fantasy book. It does give me sci-fi vibes, but I think on Goodreads it was counted as that. So yeah, I'm gonna go read the last 50 pages, and then I really don't know what I'm gonna read next, because I have like the whole day to relax. It's also raining, so I don't know if I'm gonna take the baby for a walk. We'll see. She's in the cage right now, which is why I'm trying to talk softly. I also keep losing my voice, so yeah, it's just a state of affairs. So I'm filming. Wait, sorry, my dad is worried about other things. So yeah, I'm gonna go try to get my Comic-Con tickets, and when I'm finished this book, we'll check in. I didn't really update a lot yesterday because I was, you know, running errands and such, but I definitely do want to pick up some new things and maybe pick up another sightseeing prop. The problem with this readathon is you can't like plan too far ahead, because Brie will just shock and surprise you. But I would like to necessarily pick up another host favorite maybe today and kind of read that. It may, and at this point, if it's not fantastical, it's okay, because I'm trying to read two fantasy books per leg. I'm trying to do my travel book is always going to be fantasy, and my one sightseeing book is going to be fantasy. So I don't know. I'm going to see how far along this takes me, see how the book prompts go, and then I'll give you guys a check-in when I'm done, and I'll give you guys my thoughts. But so far, I am enjoying it. I'm going to try to slow down my reading. That's what I always say, because I always feel like in a readathon I feel stressed. This week is also my last week of like a full week of school, because every other week we have days off, so yeah. But I will talk to you guys when I have another update, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Hey friends, it is about 12:30, and I did find a finishing The Unmaking of June Farrow. I'm gonna give this book 4 stars. I think that I like this book, but sort of all the other books that I mentioned, like The time traveler's wife, Hattie the review, I feel like you're always at like a very big distance from the characters, and this book does have to do with time travel, I will say that. So a lot of the logistical stuff I think confuses me a little bit. Like, I feel like this is definitely a book that potentially I could reread in the future as an audio and kind of grasp all the characters, but I liked it. I think it was definitely more what I was looking for than when I read her first book. This definitely has more fantastical vibes. I think the characters were interesting. The logic points still don't make a whole lot of sense to me, but again, it's a very like time traveling novel, so there is a lot of elements with that I think kind of lost me a little bit. But I do want to say I want to giving it 4 stars, and if you're looking for more of like a unique book, like this is very unique. Like if you liked Addie the Review, if you like Time Traveler's Wife, those vibes, I would pick this book up. I just felt like I was at a distance from the characters, and it has a very, very open ending, I will say that. So again, it's Sunday, which means I have off all day, which is nice. I don't really know. I think I'm going to pick up a host favorite, so I'm either going to read Slaying the Shadow Prince, which is these are both Cassidy's favorites, I think. So Slaying the Shadow Prince is also a book that Brie gave 5 stars to, or I'm going to read A Court This Cruel and Lovely, which is a Cassidy favorite that I could fit for another prompt. So I'm going to see which chapter like grabs me first. They're both really long. Wow, the Court So Cruel and Lovely I could read for a book of over 500 pages. I've intrigued by them, and they are host favorites, and I want to get a bit more money so I could travel. So I think I'm going to go read a chapter of each and see which one is calls to me. I'm more likely to read A Court So Cruel and Lovely because it's not a monster romance, but I also do want to read Blood and Steel, and that is like a companion book, so I don't know. I may just kind of pick a book at random, read 50 pages, and give you guys my thoughts, so that's probably what I'm going to do. But yeah, I'm really happy that I'm on my 3rd sightseeing book because this has never happened. Actually, I think it has because over the summer I was reading a lot, but I feel like I'm back on my life path, which is nice. I feel like I'm not as stressed out. I mean, mind you, my show closes on Tuesday, and then we head to the end of the year, but you know. Alright, I am gonna go read a little bit, and then I'll give you guys an update. But this one was a 4 stars, so I'm gonna go read, and then I'll update you guys when I can. Bye. The dragons, I'm back. Just as I predicted, there was another prompt drop. We are on our way to Paris, which means I have to read a book that has won an award. Any award. And I sort of had decision paralysis, I'll be very honest. I really didn't know what I wanted to read, and then I remembered I could have read Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor, but this book is massive. It just is, and it's not the best for like a readathon. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up Murder at Spindle Manor by Morgan Stagg. This literally just won SPIFBO, so I know it counts, and it is a fantasy murder mystery. And yeah, I'm gonna pick this one up, and I'm gonna read about 50 pages and give you guys like an update. I also did listen to about 30 minutes of Slaying the Shadow Prince by Helen Short, and I'm liking it. I don't know if I'm gonna go back and like restart it because I was walking my dog when I read it, but I'm gonna go pick this one up, and hopefully it's not as long. I don't even know how many pages this book is. Let me look. Oh, it's like 243 pages. That's actually not that long, which is good, and I'll probably fly for this leg so I can get some more points, and then I'll probably go back to my 2 fantasy books, which is those 2 books I was in the middle of reading because they were like host favorites, and they also have prompts. The hard thing about this game is like you need to like really pick a book for your prompts, like your sightseeing prompts, and then not really use them for anything else, so those books have changed a few times. So yeah, I think another one was like it was nominated for something that was a lot easier, but finding something that won I think was a bit more challenging. So yeah, I'm gonna start this and see how I feel, read about 50 pages and give you guys like an update. I also am still watching YouTube. I should probably like pick a show to watch, but honestly I'm just like my brain is not there yet. But I am gonna go start this, read about 50 pages, and then I'll give you guys an update. Bye. Hi chickens, I'm back. It's about almost 5 o'clock. I did have a little bit of dinner, and I read about 50 pages in Murder at Spindle Manor. I will attach a photo at some point. I really haven't made a clear choice on my audiobook because I do know the 2 audiobooks I was kind of in the process of reading are both fantasy, and that is not my favorite chosen genre, so I think I'm gonna kind of troubleshoot a little bit tomorrow morning. I may actually pick up the next monk book, the Psalm That the Wild Built, the Crown Shide one, if I have a little bit of time tomorrow, because it is short. It also did win an award, but this is also super short. So audiobook wise, I don't know what I'm going to listen to tomorrow. I do have like a lot of options, but I'm really in a romance mood just because I'm reading so much fantasy. So I don't know, but I did read 50 pages of Murder at Spindle Manor, and it's really fun. It definitely gives me Clue vibes. If you haven't been following my life, I am putting up a murder mystery, and it's so funny. The books I've been picking up kind of all link to that a little bit. Honestly, I'm gonna be super honest, I would love to read this week, Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, for like another vlog, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. This week is a bit busy because my show closes on Tuesday. Wednesday we have to like start cleaning up, and then Thursday and Friday is like our last like full week of school, and then life gets insane. So, but I am liking it. It's definitely very Clue-ish. It's very info jumpy in the beginning because you have to like meet all these characters. Basically you follow this character who kind of goes to this like Spindle Manor, and she winds up meeting this group of travelers, and then it's kind of unveiled that a murder has happened, and she's convinced one of these 6 people has done it. So the first was very info dumpy, and it's a lot of characters, but I am liking the main character. Like, she's fun. If you read Alexis Hall, I'll try to attach a photo of it if I remember, but I read it for Leandra from TBR Zero Chooses My TBR, and I thought it was really fun. But these 2 books are definitely giving me the same vibes because it's like a mystery set in like a fantasy world. Affair to Remember, that's not what it's called. I'll attach a photo if I remember when I like put this vlog up. But I'm having a fun time. I just feel like it's very info dumpy. So, you know, our main character does, I feel like, a little bit isolated from my main character, but that's okay. So yeah, I'm gonna go read a bit more. I'm gonna try to read like 50 more pages and then give you guys an update. We just had the prompt dropped, and we're heading into Face Off on Friday, and Bridgerton drops on Thursday. So yeah, Face Off, I didn't actually participate in Face Off last week. Sorry, I'm just rambling, but I really want to read some small things for Face Off. So I don't even know how she's structuring Face Off because she did it a specific way last year. I didn't participate in that, so I might just let the wind take me that weekend, but I know I am watching Bridgerton. So I'm not going to be able to watch it. Like, I normally just watch it all the way through once, and then I go back and take my time, but that will mean I won't be like listening to things. I also have off Monday and Wednesday that following week. Sorry, I'm just rambling. Sorry, I'm just gonna be honest, I'm rambling. So yeah, I'm gonna go read a little bit more of Murder at Spindle Manor, and when I read about 50 more pages, I will give you guys an update. This vlog will probably go up, like, I'll close this vlog on Friday, and I'll just kind of take you guys on a journey. Tuesday my show closes, so I'm hopefully that I can still be vlogging every day. So sorry, I'm just like in my own head. I took off like working out this week because it's just been a bit chaotic. But yeah, so I'm gonna read 50 more pages and then I'll give you guys an update. Bye. Hey friends, it is Monday. I did go to work today. It's one of our last like full weeks of work, and then next week we have 2 days off. The following week is the last week of school, so we're really getting down to the minute, which is exciting. It's also definitely exciting, but also like, I don't know, I get a little bit nostalgic at the end of the year. So I did wind up reading about maybe like 100 more pages in Murder at Spindle Manor by Morgan Stagg. I am liking it. I don't know, maybe if it's because I've been so absorbed in closed door murder mysteries, my brain is a bit fried on them, I'll be honest. Like, I put up a murder mystery, I just read a murder mystery that was super similar, that was obviously middle grade, but because of that, I'm just not feeling that connected to the characters. It's also super quick. And I feel like because of that, the world building feels a little bit disjointed to me. I feel like we're not getting enough time with the characters other than our main character. And the story is like progressing at like a cool pace. You do see some Easter eggs of like other stories like Sherlock Holmes and stuff like that. but I just don't feel that connected to the characters. So I have about 150 more pages. I'm going to go wrap this one up. I might pop onto sprints. We also did get feedback about Face Off Weekend. If you know anything about me, I hate reading short things. It's like my least favorite activity. But I want to help my team out. So I'm going to have to problem solve, find some small things to read, and also like maybe go to the library and use KU and stuff. So I think after this book, whatever I read next is going to be like a physical book. I just don't know what that's going to be. But I also listened to a little bit of Prayer for the Crown Shy. But I was mostly reading that because it did win an award, and I was hoping like maybe I could finish that first and then just kind of, you know, have this go. But also I think because this doesn't have an audiobook, and normally when I read fantasy and mysteries, I'm really listening to them, but this doesn't have an audiobook, so maybe that's why I'm feeling a little bit like disconnected a little bit. So I don't know. But the good news about this weekend is that I can definitely take a fantasy break and read like whatever I want, because genre bonuses don't really count, so I don't have to read fantasy. But I do have a lot of manga and graphic novels. I might go to the library as well on Wednesday when I go get my hair done and see if I could get some small things. So I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking about that in a nutshell. But I do want to maybe make a pile at some point so I can kind of just pull some stuff. But yeah, so I'm going to go read the last 50 pages of my book, and then I'll give you guys an update. And then we're going to choose like a sightseeing prompt. I have a gut feeling we're probably going to get a prompt on Wednesday or Tuesday. Probably going to be Wednesday. But my show goes up to, like, my show closes tomorrow, and life is a director. Someone else is sick. A different person is sick. So the good news this time is the person that's sick is not my total complete understudy. I have one kid that just has a super good memory, and I think she will just understudy that part if the worst happens and she winds up having to go on because she has a good memory. I don't want her to do that because I would like her other friend to do it, but we will see. So I'm gonna go read the last 50 pages of Murder at Manor. And then I'll give you guys my thoughts, and then we'll kind of look at sightseeing prompts. I'm really trying to get like a 500 prompt because that's sort of where I want to be. But I also know I don't really want to read anything small because I'm going to be so burnt out on small things by Sunday. Alright, my voice is completely shot. Yeah, it's just the end of the year. It really is. It's just this time of year is rough on my voice. So I'm going to go read a bit more, and when I have read 50 more pages, I will give you guys an update. I probably will pop onto Bree's Sprints as well tonight, just because chaos may ensue whenever Bree is present. So I'm gonna go do that, and I'll give you guys an update when I can. Bye. Hey book dragons, I'm back. This vlog got a little bit off kilter because I didn't feeling good when we were gonna go to Cape Town. I really was not. I had really bad laryngitis and a bad sinus infection. So I'm just going to kind of catch you guys up. My wrap-up's already up, so I did talk about this book, but I wound up choosing, so to get to Cape Town, you had to choose a book that had nature on the cover. So I wound up choosing The Griffin's Egg, and I'll attach a photo here for you all. In the words of Bree from Four Paws on a Book, or Loki, this was a book and I read it. It had to have nature on the cover, and I knew that, like, still coughing. I think I started this book at like 1 o'clock on Thursday, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to finish anything like major, so it literally was 120 pages. It was a book and I read it. I really was not in my right head when I was reading it, but it's like follows this character and she kind of gets sucked into this fantastical world and goes on a quest. It was really quick and really easy. But again, with short things, you will have seen my Face Off vlog already, because that one went up first for some bizarre reason. I do not know why. They're a little bit out of order. But I did wind up reading this first, and I think it just kind of set me off to read a lot of short things. So yeah, that is really it. I just read that, and now future Laura is at the end of Face Off, and she is waiting for her next leg to drop. So I'm just kind of waiting, but I just wanted to get this vlog up. I think I'm actually probably going to switch the vlogs. This will go up before you see my Face Off vlog. Yeah, so, and then I'm going to go start my next vlog, which is going to be chaos and insanity as always. So yeah, I'm going to go do that. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you read to get to Cape Town. Mine was not that impressive. But yeah, I'm gonna go get ready for the next couple of legs and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.